Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video I'm going to be giving my review for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. So this is the sequel to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I'm going to start out by saying, and I don't know how I didn't know this, but I guess this was part one in a two-part film. I thought it was going to be a standalone sequel that connected to the first one but wouldn't leave you with like a to be continued like this one did. Basically leaving you on a cliffhanger. I didn't realize it was going to do that. So when I was watching it, I was kind of confused and my score was going to be lower. But then when I realized it was only part one, then it kind of changed things. So this film has been getting blown up, going crazy. People are loving it. They're saying it's the best animated movie of the year. They're giving it 5 out of 5s. They're going nuts over it. So for me, this film is really good. But I personally wouldn't call it the best animated film of the year. For me, that still stands with Mario.
I feel like that will win the movie of the year for some award.
Original song. Peaches, peach, peach.
Oh my god. I hate that song. I hate it too much.
But I still think Mario's better than this, me personally. For me, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is what I would call like a stepping stone film. It is a film that is an obvious leads you into the big finale.
Nothing major happens.
The animation style is beautiful. It's as was the first one. I mean, it's the same animation style. This one does give you more of Gwen Stacy and her kind of backstory, and focuses a lot on her more than Miles in a way. Even though Miles does end up becoming the big focus, or comes back into focus for the story. Comedy-wise, it has its moments. I thought the first one was funnier. This one has its moments, though. Our villain in this, there's 2 or 3 villains in this. You have the Spot, who's really your main villain. He kind of comes and goes. You get him some, they kind of build him up a little bit, and then they just kind of throw him to the side. And they start building this storyline between Miles and all the Spider-Men. And you learn you learn more about Miles and learn about how he wasn't supposed to be Spider-Man. He was a mistake. So, and then you get towards the end of the movie, he winds up in the world where there should have been a Spider-Man and there wasn't, and he sees that him in that world is the Prowler, and so now you kind of have that villain, and they build up the Spider-Man. It's a semi-villain. I mean, they're trying to stop him. They're not being. They're trying to keep him from stopping his his dad from being killed. So in a way, there's semi like a villain in this. At least for me personally, that's the way I saw it. And then, like I said, you have the Spot who kind of gets thrown to the side, even though he feels like he was supposed to be the main villain. but that's the thing. It's like it just feels like it's introducing everything, it's building everything, and for me, these movies it could still be good, but it's not. I wouldn't call it, for me personally, the best animated movie of the year. Um, this is just a stepping stone movie for me to get to the finale, to see the big outcome, because you do get the old crew back together by the end of this, and they're making their way to help Miles, and that's kind of where it cuts off. So I'll be interested in seeing where the third one goes, finishing out this storyline. Hopefully seeing the Spot come back around so we get more of him, since they kind of just left him to the side. Hopefully get, obviously we'll probably see more of the Spider-Mans, and kind of, obviously we'll have to bring that kind of situation to a head. There's just a lot of storylines that they've built in this one that's going to have a lot. I mean, I'll be interested to see how they bring it all together and end this franchise, or in this movie, because they built a lot in this one, and I understand why it was so long. Did it need to be so long? I mean, you probably could have cut some of the runtime down, but with as much as they put in it, I understand why it was as long as it was. I hope the next one, if it's just as long or longer, I'm hoping it's warranted, which, with how much they've built, I would probably say it would be. But in the end, I mean, like I said, the animation's still amazing. The comedy was there at parts. The story was still fine. It was just a building block movie. So I still gave it a 4 out of 5. I still will pick this up and add it to the collection. Mostly because, too, I gotta have, if I love the next one, I'd have to have this one because they're connected. But yeah, a 4 out of 5, I think, still a solid score. Before I knew, before I realized it was a part 1, I was more of like a 2.5 to a 3, because I was like, we're not getting anywhere with this story. Like, they're just adding, and they're not, closing out anything. So once I realized what it was, that's when it got bumped up to, almost went 3.5. I went ahead and went 4. But definitely look forward to the next one. Hopefully the comedy works a little bit more for me. I'll be ready to see the old characters back, and have them back in here, because I did actually kind of miss them in this. I mean, we got Gwen, obviously, but everybody else just kind of wasn't there, other than I guess the adult Spider, other than Peter Parker, the Spider-Man from the first one that helped him out with the kid. He has the kid now, so he was definitely some of the comedic aspects to this for sure. So I look forward to having them all back in the next one. But yeah, so not a terrible film. Wouldn't call it the best animated film of the year for me personally, but still a solid film either way. So, but that's everything for my review. So please come like, subscribe, hit the bell, be notified for our videos, and we'll see you all in the next one.